Hi everyone, this is Lara Hammock from the Marble Jar channel, and in today's video I will share the surprising results of our marinara sauce cook-off competition. So we eat a lot of pasta with red sauce in our house. It's one of my daughter's staples, so we go through a couple of jars of marinara sauce per week. Our favorite jarred sauce by far is this Giant brand sauce. Granted, it's their high-end white label brand called Taste of Inspirations, but it is the best thing going, and in my area, it only costs $4 a jar. Now that is more expensive than Prego or Ragu, but the other front runners in our taste test were Rao's and Victoria's, and they are both like $8 a jar, which at the rate that we eat marinara sauce would destroy our grocery budget. So after some taste tests, we've come to believe that the Giant brand is probably produced by the same people who make Rao's. It tastes pretty similar. Are you wondering how it's different from Prego or Ragu? The good sauce is brighter tasting, a little tartar, a little oilier in a good way, and less sugary. It's so good. But here's the thing. I stopped getting groceries from Giant and now I get them from Walmart. And I just can't bring myself to go into Giant as often as I would need to in order to stock up, particularly during a pandemic. So I found a good knockoff recipe for Rao's marinara sauce, and I decided to do a taste off to test out the different brands of tomatoes. So I will include the recipe in the description to this video, but essentially it involves two 28-ounce cans of whole tomatoes, and they specify San Marzano tomatoes. Here's the process. It's simple. You put the 2 cans of whole tomatoes into a bowl and you squish them up with your hands until they are broken up. While you are doing this, remove any hard membranes and ribs. Then you heat up a 1/4 cup of very good quality extra virgin olive oil, this is the kind that I used, on medium-low, and add 2 ounces of chopped salt pork. Let the fat render for 5 minutes and scoop the pork out. This step is optional, but it does make the sauce taste better. Then you add 3 tablespoons of minced onion, saute for 3 minutes, and 2 cloves of minced garlic and saute that for 30 seconds before dumping in the squished tomatoes and their juices. At this point, you're going to simmer this for at least an hour before adding a pinch of dried oregano and about 1 tablespoon of chopped fresh basil. I added at least 2 teaspoons of salt and some pepper to taste. And that's it. It's a fairly simple recipe. So we did 4 batches with different tomatoes. Batch 1 was Cento's San Marzano tomatoes, but they were crushed. I know they said to use whole tomatoes, but I thought I'd try this out since I had always used crushed tomatoes for marinara sauce in the past. These cans cost $3.36 each at my Walmart, which is fairly pricey. Batch 2 was Cento's San Marzano whole tomatoes, which were also $3.36 per can. Batch 3 was Hunt's whole tomatoes. The type of tomato was not specified, at $1.64 per can. And finally, batch 4 was Walmart brand Great Value whole tomatoes, again, type not specified, which were the cheapest at 94 cents per can. We used the same method to saute everything, but we ran out of simmering space on the stovetop, so batch 3 ended up simmering in the oven, and batch 4 simmered in a crock pot. Are you ready for our ratings? The one we all liked the best was batch 4, the Walmart brand cheapo whole tomatoes. Then batch 3, Hunt's, then batch 2, the San Marzano whole tomatoes, and finally, in distant last, were the San Marzano crushed tomatoes. The winner tasted almost identical to Rao's and our favorite Giant brand. It was bright, tangy, and it had just the right amount of oil. So it turns out that at least with our taste buds, San Marzano tomatoes were not only not required, but did more poorly than the non-specified whole plum tomatoes. And crushed tomatoes just did not cut it at all. The texture was appalling and the taste was much duller than the sauce that was made with whole tomatoes. Looks like I'm done buying crushed tomatoes, although I may have to come up with some alternatives to squishing them by hand if I'm in a hurry. I think a quick spin in the blender will work. The other fun finding was that the slow cooker on high was a great way to simmer the sauce since it seemed to prevent the liquid from evaporating as much, resulting in a juicier sauce. So, from now on, I will be making marinara sauce using the Walmart brand Great Value whole tomatoes, which sell for a whopping 94 cents per can. I froze all the extras, but I'm thinking about learning how to can so that I can make it even more convenient. Instead of going out of my way to buy 8 jars of Giant brand sauce for $32, or Rao's for $56, I can make my own for less than $8. Let me know what you think. Comments are always appreciated, and thanks for watching.